Good morning, people. New episode of Shift Your Mindset. Why it's so hard to wake up JWs. And what's better than when you are waking up, you want to leave the religion, that you can wake up with more people around you. Maybe your close family or your close friends, because it's so much easier to wake up together. And it's easier said than done, is the reality. Because when I woke up, I felt joy to be alive. But I also felt fear, anxiety, other stuff, and especially loneliness in the beginning. So what's better than waking up together with more people so you don't have to feel lonely? But the reality is 9 out of 10, it's different. 99% of the time, you're waking up alone and you're the first one to wake up. And it's a natural thing because we want to sound the alarm. We want to wake other people up who are still sleeping. We have that passion and that joy that what you accomplished, you want that also for other people around you who you still love. So that's a normal thing. But if we are gathering a lot of facts, maybe some Bible scriptures, and whatever we do, it's then we think, yeah, I have found out this, and that, and I'm gonna present it. Truth over all, right? That's what we think. And then we come home feeling empty because we didn't get the result we were hoping for. And we're gonna talk with each other why that is, and maybe some things we can do at the end. So it's kind of like a war. You have a certain line of defenses before you can take out the city in a war. Maybe we have water around the town, we have a bridge that comes up, so we have lines of defenses. And one of the first lines of defenses is faith and fear in the organization. It's a rigid allegiance to rules, to certain principles based on the scripture, principles that can go all the way. It's open for discussion, but not in the JW religion, because those rules and principles are never questioned. And that is what faith and fear does. Because if you are questioning things in the faith, danger, 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 it's like an alarm for them. And when there is danger, they go to no paradise. There is not a paradise anymore for me. So faith and fear. Fear brings them back to what they are believing. And paradise is faith for them. So we have to protect that thing with all costs. Nothing in the world can hold me back from getting into paradise. So then the fear kicks in and brings them back to the faith they have. It's like the carrot and the stick example. The second one is outside information is from the devil. So everything outside their own literature, outside the congregation, outside their home is from the devil. Even being too close with worldly family member is from the devil. It's like everything they see, what's not theirs, has a big sign on it with a devil painted on it. Everything outside is the devil. That's the second line of defense they have. And the third one I found was they are throwing it around like candy, and that's the word apostate. If you are just questioning something, hey, why is this rule suddenly changed? Then you have to be careful, because then they take out from the shop, the JW shop, the word apostate. And if you are apostate, then you are being cast out. But apostates are actually the people who are doing the critical thinking and who are truth seekers. So instead of being thankful for them, they are thought to be bad. And it are apostates, we are apostate, I'm an apostate, we are bitter people who want to harm you. No, we want to warn you, not harming you. We have the best interest with you. We want to warn you to become a critical thinker. And the fourth one, and it took some time for me, but the heart is treacherous. So they implement the idea in the Jehovah Witnesses that you can't trust your heart. So if an idea you're getting, or you get a gut feeling, hey, there's something wrong with this. Take the beer thing. You already know 20 years ago there's no scriptural base for it. Whatever, it doesn't feel right. But if the governing body says the way it is, you are programmed to shut down your feelings. So you don't trust your heart anymore, and you go to your head, into your head. And these are the lines of defenses. There are more, but I just took 4 of them to give examples of the reasoning. But it's also, you have a psychological aspect on this. And the best one I could find, and what I'm seeing a lot, even with people who won't admit it, and that's a thing in psychology, that's the sunk cost fallacy. The sunk cost fallacy. And my dad, I think, is an example of it. Because what is the sunk cost fallacy? I wrote it down. It's our tendency to continue with an endeavor we've invested time and money and effort into, even if the current costs, time and effort, outweigh the benefits. And that's the sunk cost fallacy, is a thing I see with a lot of JWs, especially the older generation. The older generation doesn't like the newest changes of the governing body. They don't like that women can wear pants. They don't like the beer thing. Because 30, 40, 50 years of their life being a JW, it was forbidden. And suddenly now it's just another religion. They don't stand out anymore. Because if you see them on the street, you don't know who's a Jehovah Witness and who isn't. So, like my dad, I think deep down inside he wants to have contact with me. Deep down inside he thinks I'm a brave man who chooses his own path. He had a lot of problems inside the organization his whole life because he was always speaking out if something was wrong. So he's like the problem child in the congregation. He had to step down as a ministerial servant because of something he had with another elder. They mistreated him. But the sunk cost fallacy, he has invested too much into the religion. And also his, how do you call it? He is, for me and my sister, how do you say it? He's responsible for me and my sister to grow up in that religion because he and my mom chose to be Jehovah Witnesses just before 1975. So if he stops now, my mom is dead. If he stops now, he doesn't see my mom in paradise. So he's too much invested to go into the critical thinking mode and think, yeah, when I was 25, Armageddon should come. We're 50 years further now. I'm almost dead. I put aside all my passions, my education. I drag my kids into this religion, and I'm not going to be a part of Armageddon, I think, because he's already 75 years old. So he let go of the Armageddon thing already. But he's so looking forward to see my mother in paradise. And when you stop with religion, you don't make it to paradise. So he's too much invested with his time, his money, and all the effort he did. So the sunk cost fallacy is a psychological thing that keeps them away from waking up. And it's also painful to walk away now after so much you have invested, because as people we don't want to lose, and you're losing out something. So it keeps them in. The second one is digging your heels in. And I see it like when you approach Jehovah Witnesses, most of the time they are digging their heels in. Why? It's like me going to a clothing store. I'm not a big fan of shopping, not for clothes and stuff like that, but it's necessary. But if I go in a clothing store and as soon as I enter, someone is saying, "Hey, can I help you? Oh, I think this will look nice on you. And oh, follow me. I have a beautiful pants here," and stuff like that. My attention is almost going out immediately. I want to look around, and if I'm wanting help, that I can call somebody to help me. But I just want to look. And I just want to walk around. I just want to see what's nice, what's not nice, what will fit me, what is my preference, stuff like that. So that's also a thing, a psychological thing in our human body. We don't want to be confronted too soon. The third thing I saw is the organization gives the JWs an identity. And they're gonna identify themselves with the whole organization. And without that organization, what identity, what's left of you? Nothing. So it's a psychological thing that the organization provides you with an identity, and you're gonna live your life around that identity of the whole organization. And it's normal because the organization gives you a special feeling. We know the truth and you guys don't. I'm gonna live in your house when Armageddon is there. It gives you something special. We against the world. It's like relationship advice sometimes. We against the world. As if you are something special. Newsflash, no one is special. I'm not special, you are not special. Don't flatter yourself, because people are not talking about you when you're gone. Maybe they talk, even famous people. Take Martin Luther King or Nelson Mandela or whoever. People occasionally mention your name, and that were the greatest people on this earth, so-called. And even we don't even care about them. How much do we mention someone when he's gone? So you're not special, I'm not special, and I like it to being not special, because I don't have to fulfill a certain image, and I can just play around, do whatever I like, without being noticed and without being special, because then you're gonna be not anymore an authentic person. The organization also gives them security, because the world out is bad and bad things are happening and whatever. Life is scary. Yeah, it's so scary here. I want protection from it. No, I'm living my life and I like it. And outside organization is only pain. So that's also a psychological thing what holds them back in that organization. So that's a little background about why those people are still stuck in religion. And if you want to do something about it, you can do something about it, and you can also concentrate just on healing yourself from that organization. There's no right, there's no wrong. But what can we do? The most important thing I experienced also with coaching clients, but also my own experiences, is you have to know your audience. Who are you talking to? Is it someone who is PMO, physical in, mentally out? Is that one POMI, physical out but mentally still in? Is it someone who is PME, mentally in, physically in, hardcore JW? So you have to know your audience, because if you know the person you are talking to or want to talk to, you have to know the degree of indoctrination. Remember, people, the degree of the indoctrination you are talking to. And it's important that you get their consent before you throw something at them. Because if you get your consent, then you know that there's a little bit of an opening and that they're willing to listen to you. It's like giving advice. In previous videos, I'm not giving advice to people who aren't asking for advice. So know your audience is the most important one if you want to do something. And don't give, the second one is small steps. Don't give them your 250 pages of an essay you did and you wrote down with JW facts and that Jerusalem was destroyed in 578 instead of 607, stuff like that. Yes, I know. Don't throw everything you researched at them. Small steps. And one thing I learned in every conversation, whatever you are doing in life, not only talking to JWs, but also other people, what helps is ask questions. Did you hear about that case in court about funding the religion or child sexual abuse or something? Open question. How do you think about this? Because with an open question, there's not much of a judgment already in it. There's no heaviness in it. They don't know what direction you want to go. You just are interested in their opinion. It's not that heavy, so it's light for them. Also, never going into a conversation if your intention is to argue with people. Don't argue with them, because it's only fueling their fire already, and you have a big problem, because they are gonna defend more the organization. So don't argue with them. Whatever they say, just show interest. And I like the word light touch. Keep it relaxed. Keep the whole setting relaxed. Maybe you have to get them out of their own world, habitat. Just go for a drink. Just chat about things, and then slowly, maybe with a light touch, you can ask a question how they think about something. Or, hey, I saw this, how do you think about this? It's an all other setting than in their own home, in their own setting, to attack them with the facts who are true, but for them it will never be true because they feel threatened. So create a nice setting. Maybe you go for a walk, or you walk with the dog. I always like it also with an animal with it, because then it's also not that heavy. It's light, because you're looking at the dog and he's playing, and you're laughing a little bit, and you're talking a little bit. So sometimes a dog or whatever can break the ice and create something for you, that you are just have a genuine conversation with someone. And that's immediately the last point of it. Don't have an agenda. I never, where am I going to meet people or whatever, I don't prepare stuff. I don't want controlling in my mind how the evening must go, or what I'm going to say, or don't have an agenda. Not this must happen in that conversation, because then you get disappointed. I go in fully open and I see where it's going, and you just step in at the moment in something you want to put on the table in the right way. Because if you want to navigate and control where the conversation is going, other people will notice it, and they already are digging in at the moment this is happening, because this is energy. This is not thinking, this is energy. People feel when they are cornered, when they are what direction the conversation is going. You already know it before someone speaks out the words. So don't have a hidden agenda. So people, now you know where it's coming from, that not many people around you are waking up. Luckily, we are not alone, because we have a whole community of people who left the organization, who can be your friend, who can be my friend. We can help each other, we can encourage each other. I always like the comments under the videos. It gives me a good feeling. I hope it gives you a good feeling also, that you're not alone, because loneliness is the worst thing when you leave the JW religion. But if you want to do something, then maybe these few tips helping you to create an environment where someone feels safe. Because what I learned also with the last retreat we did, if someone feels safe, then someone opens up. And when someone opens up, then all the doubt, the feelings, the anxieties, whatever they have, because they have anxieties and they have doubts. The JWs have doubts, for sure. But they're not going to that place. But if you have a safe environment, you create a safe environment for them, they are hopefully letting you a little bit in. And with small steps, you never know what you can achieve. Thank you guys for listening. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. Encourage each other in the comments. And have a wonderful day. And always know you're not alone.